all the United fans. And as the title says, we are 7 up on Liverpool, but we got completely thrashed, and we are 7 down on the night. Thanks to a brilliant show by the King Salah and his deputies Nunes and Gakpo, who were kind of struggling to score goals till the United game, and it was like everyone, it was like someone served them biryani and like they were hogging it. So it was such a terrible night for all the United fans. Let's get into all the live scores and all the reactions of the game week that happened in the weekend. So game week 26 review. So these are all the matches that took place on Saturday and Sunday. And straight up, you would see that Manchester City had a huge game against Newcastle, who are kind of dropping off from the top four race as well slowly because of the lack of depth and also the goal scoring issues that they have. But City did well to score both the goals, and they at the end they had a kind of a comfortable win because they finished both their chances. Newcastle also had their chances, but they failed to score, just like in the FA Cup match, in the EFL match, and also in the last couple of matches that they've had. And Arsenal winning 3-2, a comeback win, uh, but you can kind of see the progression that is happening at City. But Arsenal are kind of struggling, but they are coming up with the crucial wins. And I think in the last 10 games, I think the last 6 games, I think Arsenal had dropped quite a few points, and you can kind of see City growing into the title race, and Arsenal trying to cope up with some brilliant performances, which eventually got them over the line. So, Mayur, what are your takes on this title challenge and this title race?
So either such kind of games only conclude into two things: either they get inspiration from such wins,
Right,
getting over the line in the last minute, or it's just about like they manage to get it passed through it somehow. And how many times can they do it? So there are
right,
two ways you can think about it:
correct,
whether can you do it again if you are put in such a condition where you have to come up with two goals down or one goal down within a limited period of time, or you take that as an inspiration and
right,
go into the next game. So
right,
there are only two, but I
right, and
think, yeah,
yeah,
the
I
favor is
yeah.
on the Arsenal side.
Yeah, definitely. It's Arsenal's to lose, but how long can you go on and ride your luck? And also, these kind of games, when you're 2-0 down, it takes a toll on you mentally as well. When you are one down, when you have to put in the extra effort to win matches at the death. So that will, even though at the end of the game you get a positivity, but physically it takes a lot of toll out of the players to win those matches. And when you keep doing that every game, it will tire you down eventually to the latter stages of the title race. And we are not yet in the last
Business
sprint.
side.
Yeah, we are not still there, but you can see City have kind of turned a corner, and without playing their best players, they are able to win matches against big teams. And you could see that the Arsenal City game kind of turned the momentum a bit towards City's side. But Arsenal have done really well to not lose too much momentum. Even this could have been much worse if they had lost the last two matches. But they have done well too. They've shown their character eventually to come up with these crucial goals to win at the death. So again, moving on, we have Brighton, who are absolutely cruising. West Ham, who are struggling. They win one match, they lose the next match. Doesn't look like a Moyes side to me, even though he got in some transfers that he wanted. The defensive side and as a unit, they don't look like a Moyes side right now. Chelsea getting a huge result, winning against Leeds, kind of scraped through the match to win it eventually. Uh, as we all know, they have huge issues scoring goals. We'll come to them eventually, right, with the UCL match as well, which we'll be reviewing. Big new and the biggest
Two upsets.
headliner of them all is Liverpool winning 7-0 against arch rivals Man United. And this was a game which brought in so much pain for all the United fans. Uh, I have no idea how this happened, because till halftime it was kind of like toe to toe, kind of like two equal sides, or two struggling like somewhat struggling sides. It kind of looked like they are not creating too many chances. They didn't test both the goalkeepers, but eventually Liverpool got the all important goal before the half time, and second half they won 6-0 technically. So it was very difficult to watch, and the main issue that I felt was United were in two minds whether to press or not, at least in the front half, the front three. Whenever Allison or the back defenders got the ball, United looked to press them, but the front three pressed in a hybrid formation, where the likes of Fernandez and Anthony, who were playing wide, had the task of marking two defenders, the fullback and the left back, the fullback and the left center back, or the right center back and the right back. So they were given that responsibility, and all the other players went man to man. All the midfielders went 3 on 3 in midfield. All the defenders came up to the attackers, and the only issue here was that we kind of underestimated the passing range of Allison and also Robertson, because we tried to take care of Alexander Arnold as much as possible, but we let Robertson go freely, and Allison found Robertson with ease. Every pass he was finding him so easily, and United were not sure if Dalot should press Robertson or he should let him go. Like most of the times, you could see that Dalot came up to press him, but in some point of the match, you could see that vulnerability was going to cost United, especially at Anfield, where you know that Liverpool are going to perform against United, and that's what happened in the first goal when Dalot was caught out of position, and it was a splendid goal in which Gapco cut inside and scored. He used the vacant space behind Dalot to score that goal. In the second half, it was shambolic. It was like it was almost like United thought they could come back anytime, so they were not bothered about the defensive side of it. But against Liverpool, you can't do that with three quality attackers like Salah, Gapco, and Nunes. On another night, they wouldn't score this many goals, because we have seen time and again that they struggle to score against sides. But this time, I think almost all the shots that they attempted went in. So it was
There are eight
very
shots and they scored 7 goals.
yeah, right. So it was one of those days, but the performance showed, like you could see that the key performers of United, like a Bruno Fernandes, like a Martinez, like a Casemiro, were nowhere to be seen. They were exploited left, right, and center. So that is the key reason why they lost all the duels. And towards the end, it looked really symbolic how Bruno was behaving, how Martinez was struggling to cope with Salah. Yeah. So what was your take as a neutral on this match?
So this was a big surprise, but tactically we have seen when you played against Barca as well, you like to press high, you like to go one on one with every part of the player, like approx till half line. You just gave two center backs and the striker that liberty, like they can shift, and you often leave the left back alone. So during our game we saw Balde playing really well in the first half. He was left often free and there was nothing he could do. Similar thing happened with Robertson as well. But as you mentioned, in the first goal, after the first goal, I guess he realized ETH, and then he told to press them higher. But again, there were spaces which they used wonderfully. And every one-on-one situation, I guess United lost on that day. Like Shaw had such bad passes. A person who is known, like I guess he's one of the best left backs this season in Premier League, and the way he
Yeah.
has been passing the ball. But on
Right.
that day, every pass which he tried went to the opposition, and
Right.
Liverpool were able to get high transitions and they were able to score. They just went through United defense like a knife goes in the butter. So on an other day, it might have been 1-0, 2-0, but everything went in, everything was perfect on the day, and a lot of mistakes from individual mistakes from United.
Right.
And
Right.
the fact that ETH didn't respond correctly, like he was just watching, and
Bringing on
usually,
Garnacho, who lost more
yes,
possession, and everyone was so frustrated at him, and it brought the morale of the game even worse than what it was initially. And you could see that all the breaks, all the second balls, all the rebounds, everything was falling to Liverpool. It was one of those days, but it's very difficult because these are the games that people will chant for years. That will haunt you for generations.
this is the, I guess, the joint worst defeat. But the last defeat which you had was also 7-0 or something, but it was not during the Premier League era before the
Yeah, right. This is the biggest defeat
defeat in
under
Premier League.
Liverpool. Yeah. Yeah. So
So
moving